There are so many complete nutritional shakes on the market, many very similar in their content. It can often just come down to what your favourite flavour is. Well, JimmyJoy have now increased their Plenny Shake flavour range to 8 with a brand new added flavour just this week. And we're going to taste them all. So let's find out which one is our favourite. Let's get to it. So to those new to complete nutritional meal products, or meal replacement as they're sometimes known, then simply put, they are just a super efficient and targeted way to make sure that your body is getting all the vitamins and minerals it requires from the sort of simplest format it can. Simply add the required scoops to water, shake, mix, and there you go, a complete meal. It's not a protein shake or a bodybuilder shake or a diet shake. It's a complete meal. Simples. Of course, you can use it as part of a sort of specific milestone orientated diet, etc., because you know exactly what you're getting each serving. But fundamentally, these are full meals, hence the meal replacement tag. Generally 400 calories per standard serving, 20% of your nutritional requirements. So I prefer to call them complete nutritional meal products. You can use it as breakfast or lunch. For me, they tend to be mostly for my lunch, as it's healthier than, say, a shop-bought sandwich and a packet of crisps, and actually cheaper. In the case of the Plenny Shake version 3.0, it's a nutritionally complete meal that's high in fibre, plant protein, low in sugar and low in salt. One meal of the Plenny Shake will provide you with 20% of your daily recommended intake for all your macronutrients and micronutrients that your body needs. It's proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and 26 essential vitamins and minerals, plus 2 small but powerful ingredients, probiotics and choline. Choline is an essential nutrient for humans and many other animals. Normally, one standard portion of Plenny will contain 400 calories, which 42% comes from carbohydrates, 34% from fat, 20% from protein and 4% from fibre. And apart from their healthy composition, the shakes are now available in 8 tasty flavours, thanks to a brand new pistachio flavour just added this week. So basically what you've got is you've got sort of your banana, your chai latte, your strawberry, your coffee, your vanilla, your mango, your pistachio, brand new this week, launched this week, and chocolate. What I particularly like about version 3.0 of the Plenny Shake is that in the fruit ones, it can actually contains real freeze-dried fruit, in the case, you know, of strawberry and mango and the banana. So it'll be interesting to see what that does to the overall texture of the shake itself and the flavour. But of course, the question that you all want to know, and I want to know, is which one is best? And is the new pistachio flavour the new top dog flavour-wise? Well, there's only one way to find out. It's time for a taste test. Let's get to it. So I'm starting with the vanilla because the vanilla is perhaps the most common flavour you get across all brands. So it's a good base flavour upon which to then make a judgment on all the other flavours later on. So we're going to start with the vanilla. I've made it up in my NutriBullet. I don't tend not to make it up in the shaker. Plenny have a couple of different size shakers. This is the smaller one, but it fits your standard Plenny Shake meal. So that's 300 mils of water and then 2 96-gram scoops of the Plenny powder. Obviously they give you a handy scoop, so you know you're going to get the right amount of powder that you need. Give you a sense of what the powder looks like here. I don't know if you can see here. Let's see if we can focus on that. Okay, so it's quite finely milled because of the composition of the ingredients. It's not quite as coarse as some other brands that I've used and other major brands. And I think that some of those other brands, because they come from slightly more oats and stuff like that, and their fibre comes from perhaps different sources. I've always found the Plenny powder really finely ground, and perhaps that'll be reflected in the texture and taste, but we'll see. Anyway, here we go. Oh, yeah. It's quite a smooth texture. You can certainly, it's not sort of milky smooth. There is a certain sort of thickness to it. And the vanilla is not overpowering. I was expecting, the vanilla smell is very strong, and obviously taste is all about smell. as I say, flavour-wise, it's a very mild vanilla. So it's a good base flavour, I'd say, if you wanted to add stuff to it, add some fruit or something like that as a base flavour. But it's also a good basis upon which to judge all the other flavours, because you'd expect those flavours to be slightly more enhanced to make them stand out from the standard vanilla base. But yeah, quite a mild vanilla, not a sweet vanilla, not overpowering vanilla taste. Nothing mega about it. In fact, it's sort of almost quite a flat vanilla taste. But I know that a lot of people might quite like that, because with some other drinks I've tried, you get that vanilla taste and then you get a certain sort of saccharine, sugary aftertaste. Or not sugary, but sweet, a sort of sweetener aftertaste. It'll be interesting to see what the other flavours are like compared to this. But this is quite vanilla, literally in description and in taste. Okay, today we're looking at the pistachio, and straight away when I opened the packet, the smell of the pistachio was really nice. A kind of, you know, pistachio flavoured ice cream kind of smell to it. Yet when I mixed it up here with the water and everything, there's almost an almond smell to it. Anybody familiar with Bakewell tarts in the UK? It's got that kind of almondy smell to it. Anyway, so I was quite surprised. I was thinking more of a pistachio-y smell. Maybe pistachios do smell like almonds, I don't know. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Yeah, there's kind of almost like a hint of almonds to it. It's got that kind of nice, there's an element of pistachio to it with a hint of almonds is how I describe it. Yeah, the almonds is in the smell. The taste itself is much more pistachio-like. That's very different. That's very different. Again, it's also quite a kind of low-key taste to it. It's not sweet, so if you don't like sweet things, this is perfect. It's sweet enough, but I mean, it's not like a kind of overly sweet thing that you might get with a more fruity flavour or a chocolatey flavour or something like that. We've yet to try those. And again, it's not overpowering. I say, it's just that slight smell of almond there. I'm not a massive almond fan, but I am a massive pistachio fan. Weird. Okay, I'm not sure about where I'm going to place this in the kind of taste graph, because it's a bit different. So I think I need to think about it a bit more. But there you go, pistachio. Smell slightly of almonds, taste of pistachio, not overpowering. Okay, so we're back, and today we're trying the mango flavoured. So I thought I'd go for one of the sort of fruit flavours, because I understand the fruit flavours have some of the freeze-dried fruit. It's obviously in milled form. It's not like big chunks of freeze-dried fruit. So it's obviously been milled down accordingly. So it's the mango one. Yeah, here, the mango one. Straight away, I'm getting that mango smell. I always find shakes, sort of slightly more sort of citrusy flavoured shakes, always a bit weird. It's a delicate balance to get right. But that's a nice strong mango flavour there coming through. What I always find with the Plenny Shakes is often the smell is very strong and distinct. And obviously, as I said before, taste is all about the smell. But sometimes the taste is a bit more low key. So the actual taste on the tongue is slightly more low key than the smell you get. Yeah, and it's exactly that. So I'm getting a strong mango smell, but a much more subtle mango taste. Again, a similar thickness to all the others, obviously, because they're basically all the same, just with a slightly different flavour ingredients. And so they have that kind of very similar texture and taste to them, just each one with a kind of hint of flavouring is the way I'd put it, of the whatever flavour you're having. So in this case, it's the mango flavour. As I say, the great thing I find with Plenny Shakes, if that's your sort of thing, is that the flavours aren't overpowering. That's the key thing. You don't feel like it's been piled on, or or they've added in too much sort of sweetener or anything like that to kind of enhance that flavour on your tongue and stuff like that. They're very subtle. And that way I think is good, because it means that although you're getting variety when you try them all, it's a subtle variety, and that's the key thing. It is quite mild for a mango taste, but it's hard, as I say, to get in a shake, to get that kind of tang that fruity tang that a mango delivers you. I've had it in another meal replacement product, but that was a drink and it was a lassi. And I think in that form, it's easy to get the tang flavored there. In a shake, it's a bit harder to get the sort of tanginess through. Although, so you get a sort of strong smell, subtle taste, not much mango tang, if that's a thing. But there you go. The mango Plenny. Okay, so we're back once again, and today we're looking at the coffee flavour one. The coffee flavour one. Now, the coffee flavour one actually has caffeine in it. It says here it has 25 milligrams of caffeine per 100 ml of the product. Obviously, we've got 300 ml, so that's 75 milligrams of caffeine there. Yeah, you can certainly smell the coffee. It's not as strong as I thought it would be. That's sort of the caffeine smell. Again, there's a dominant base flavour which you find with all these shakes, which is inevitable given their how they made up and the sort of the element of the kind of oats and stuff in there. It's sort of always quite a kind of oaty taste to it, topped off by the individual flavourings. And again, as I say, so I think it works best with kind of less sweet flavours or tangy flavours. I find the taste works better with, you know, sort of a more, maybe a sort of vanilla or the caffeine and stuff like that, the coffee kind of flavour and things like that. So it's quite interesting. So if you're new to these sort of products that have kind of an oaty base, you probably will be surprised initially how they've got this kind of almost sort of slightly bland oaty base flavour to it. And then the main flavour is what really kind of takes it over the edge, if that makes sense. And I quite like this. So this is quite a mild sort of caffeine coffee flavouring as well. So it's not an overpowering kind of coffee kick or anything like that. And I think it works quite well. It may not be to everybody's taste in terms of it may not be sort of strong enough flavour wise, but I much prefer a subtle flavour. And that's what I'm getting over the last few days, is that the flavouring, whilst the smell is usually quite kind of strong and very indicative of the flavour you're about to sort of taste, the actual taste itself is much more low key, which for me I think is a good thing, because sometimes you don't want it to be overpowering or too sickly sweet in one way and stuff like that. But there we go. I'm finding this one quite enjoyable. It's got a very subtle texture to it and very subtle taste to it. And I quite like that in this particular caffeine form. So just remember, it's got 70. If you do a standard 300 ml drink, you're going to get 75 milligrams of caffeine. So there you go. Onwards to another day. Okay, so we're back once again with another flavour, and today we're looking at this. It's the banana flavour, and with all the fruit-based flavours, it's got freeze-dried banana in it, obviously milled down to a fine powder, so it's not chunks of, you know, slices of freeze-dried banana or anything like that. Nice distinct smell of banana. And again, the actual taste is much more subtle than the smell, which is nice. And I think, you know, as the base taste of all these, as I've said before, is that some kind of slightly oaty, powdery taste. The banana complements it really well, actually. It's just sweet enough without being too sweet, because banana can be a bit sickly sweet. But it's just sweet enough, but with that kind of underscore base oaty flavour that comes through, topped nicely with that banana flavour. I'm beginning to sound like a wine connoisseur. A connoisseur of meal replacement products, complete nutritional meals. I mean, it's a shake. But yeah, I like that. I like the kind of subtle banana texture to that, not texture, subtle banana flavour to that. It works really well. That's a nice one. I think the banana flavour could feature high up in my final kind of top 8. Anyway, there you go. That's the banana flavour. Features freeze-dried bananas in there as part of the ingredients. On to another flavour. Okay, we're back once again. Today we're checking out the Chai latte. I'm excited about this one because I love a chai latte. Always have. Really love the taste of a chai latte. And just to note, like the coffee one, this also has caffeine, a caffeine content, high caffeine content, 7.5 milligram caffeine per 100. So obviously there's 300 here. So that's what, 22.5 milligrams, something like that. You do the maths. As ever, with all the Plenny Shakes I've tried so far, such a distinct smell. You absolutely know the flavour you're getting from the smell. And it's got that lovely chai latte smell to it. I love it. I love that smell. Again, the base notes of the kind of base oaty flavoured shake with, I can smell the chai, with just the hint of the chai. Very subtle chai latte taste to it. But it blends well with the underlying kind of oaty taste that you get from a Plenny Shake. I have a feeling this could be, you know, spoiler alert, this could be in my top 3. It's a nice subtle flavour there. You know, it's not sweet, not too sweet. No, it is sweet, but not, as I say, not in a sickly sweet way, as I always like to say. Beautiful chai latte smell every time I bring it up here to taste. I like the whole subtlety of that chai latte there. Very nice. There you go. Onwards and upwards to another one. We're back once again. Today we're looking at strawberry. And again, it's ingredients here because of the fruit-based one has freeze-dried strawberry powder in there as part of the ingredients. Okay, yeah, it's got a kind of sweet strawberry smell. Again, not overpowering, not as dominant smell as some of the other fragrances that we've tasted and gone through. But very distinct. Let's go. Very low-key kind of flavour to it. Just enough to give it an edge over the kind of general kind of oats flavour that you get. Very subtle strawberry flavour, which means, in its subtlety, means it's not too sweet. And there's not that metallic-y sort of strawberry taste either that you can get. So again, yeah, a bit more of the strawberry tail there, sort of longer strawberry taste. This is what I like about the Plenny Shakes, is really the subtlety of the flavours. I mean, fundamentally, it's an oat-based drink, and that comes through, but with the subtle individual flavouring, which kind of makes each drink that you have distinct. That's a nice one. That's strawberry, ladies and gentlemen. That's the strawberry one. One more to go. Okay, so finally we come to this, the chocolate flavour. The chocolate flavour Plenny drink, which has real cacao in it, real cocoa powder in it. Oh yes, and you straight away you get that strong, as with all the flavours, strong smell of the flavour there. Oh, that's nice, nice cocoa flavour. Oh, that's quite nice, because it works with the oaty base flavouring, actually, the chocolate. Yeah, it reminds me of Cocoa Pops in terms of the sort of slight flavouring there. That kind of mixture of oats and chocolate, like a sort of chocolate biscuit. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of chocolate drinks, per se, cold chocolate drinks. But this doesn't feel too chocolatey in that way, but it does feel like it feels like a chocolate biscuit. It tastes like a chocolate biscuit. Smells a bit like a chocolate biscuit. That combination of the base oat flavour that you're getting generally with across all these drinks, but with a chocolate, that's a good mix. I'm not sure where to put it. So there you go. That's all the flavours we've tried. We've tried the chai latte, the pistachio, mango, coffee, banana, strawberry, vanilla, and the chocolate. All in all, what's my favourites? Well, I think at the bottom, we'll start with the base. Yeah, the base flavour, of course, is the vanilla. That's probably at the bottom. And then it's a bit hard. I'll probably put the fruity flavours because I'm not sure they work quite as well with the base oat flavour there in a drink like this. So I'm going to put the sort of strawberry and banana ones next. Then I'll follow that probably with the coffee, although I really did like the coffee, but there's some good competition. Maybe the mango, despite what I've said, fruit, although the coffee and the mango maybe could change position slightly. Then I'll go chocolate. Now I'm going to put the chocolate before the coffee, actually. So I think coffee comes after the chocolate. Then I'm going to pistachio, because that's a new thing. And then for me, the winner is the chai latte, ladies and gentlemen. I think the chai latte, for me, I'm a big fan of chai latte, and that's the flavour for me out of all 8. They're all really good. None of the flavours are super strong. There's that constant base flavour I've talked about, the kind of oaty texture flavour, so oaty flavour that you get coming through, with then the sort of the hint of the specific flavour of each shake coming through afterwards. And some of them work better than others, that combination of that base oat flavour and then the kind of main flavouring that they've added. Some of those work a bit better in that kind of combination. But for me, chai latte is at top there. Pistachio follows it closely. Okay, so price-wise, you've got all the flavours down here, as you can see, and then you can sort of pick how many bags you want. So you pick, say, 2 bags there. And price-wise, you can either subscribe there and you'll save yourself 15%. That works out at, if you're getting 2 bags, you're getting 20 meals, 8,000 calories, and it's £1, 4 pence a meal, or a single purchase of 2 bags. So I'm going 2 bags of vanilla there, for instance. A simple purchase of that, 20 meals, 8,000 calories, £1.23 per meal if you buy it as a one-off. So those are the main differences when you check on the site. Each bag contains 10 meals, as you can see here. So that's the thing to bear in mind. And when you first order, you'll also get a free shaker and scoop. If we take a closer look at what the actual Plenny Shake is made up of, it's all broken down here. So as you see, you've got your 400 calories here, 15 grams of fat, which is 21% of the recommended intake. Breaks it down into the mono unsaturated fats and the poly unsaturated fats there. Carbohydrates, 16% of the recommended intake, and then 4% of that of which is from a sugar source of some sort. Fibers, 8.2 grams. Protein, you're getting 20 grams of protein, so a good dose of protein. 40% of your protein requirements and a tiny little bit of salt. The basic ingredients, as you can see here, are oat flour, soy flour, sunflower oil, rice flour, soy protein isolate, inulin, ground golden flax seeds, vitamin mineral mix, so that gives you all your 26 vitamins and minerals, as I talked about. The sweetener, as people often ask me, what is the sweetener used in all these various products? Sucralose, say it how you want. And then these added sort of probiotic, sort of good healthy gut bacteria, Bacillus coagulans there. Then obviously, depending on the flavour you have, you'll have a sort of a fruit powder flavour, but with real freeze-dried fruits, as we have found out. Cocoa powder in the chocolate, beetroot powder, beta-carotene, that's often to give the colour, and various aromas where applicable, i.e. a vanilla, I guess. And then in terms of the protein, as I say, the protein in each Plenny Shake is provided by the soy protein isolate, oats, soy flour, and flax seeds. And each Plenny Shake in its standard 400 calorie format will give you 20 grams of protein. So you hit that daily recommended intake. It's good punch of protein there. Good amount of protein there. And then there's sort of a breakdown of all the amino acids in there as well. So just check out the site if you really want to delve down into the fundamental ingredients that go into a Plenny. Well, I hope you found that useful. I hope you found it interesting. Do me a massive favour. Please, if you can hit the likes below, because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content like this. And if you are new here, do me the massive favour, hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell so you know when I go live with content like this. And don't forget, there should be a discount code down below if you're interested in trying any of the Plenny flavours. Anyway, thank you for spending your time with me. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you around very, very soon. Thank you.